Hi everyone, and welcome back to my platform here, to my portal, vortex of energies for ascension, consciousness expansion, for education, right? About the agenda of those negative aliens, about exopolitics, the mechanics of ascension, right? And how to free ourselves from that poison apple, from that matrix, right, of that inorganic intelligence of the archons, of those negative aliens, with their agenda to actually destroy the divine angelic luminous human race. And how to also, like I said, dive deep within and dismantle the ego, the predator mind, the reptilian consciousness that is hooked to the AI of those negative ones, right? Running the reversals, metatronic reversals, and the corruption is in 10 dimension, 11 dimension. Those are the base 10 mathematics, the draconian kind of tyranny. And even of those fallen angelics, right? That's the 11D. That was the actually Stargate in Stonehenge, run by the rogue hybrid Anunnaki, the fallen angelics. So anyway, this is multidimensional, guys. We are the star seeds, the volunteer souls, like I said, helping with the ascension, right? The 12D, we have the 12D protocol, and I'm helping my soul group, soul siblings who ended up in those dark projects, the whole black ops, right? Who ended up in MC, in terroristic organizations, under MIC, the military industrial complex, under DARPA, the whole black magic grid, right? Helping them with their rehabilitation, with consciousness expansion, with their healing, with their restoration of their mind, from all this mind control, from all this terrorism, and of course helping them to channel their sexual energy properly, because of the SRA, the Satan ritual abuses, from sodomy, okay, and from rape and torture and all this kind of stuff. So this is I'm sure this is not inviting for many people, but I have to do it because I belong. I'm part of that kind of bloodline, that group, the Illuminati bloodline, right? We've been hybridized here with the Nephilims, with the Anunnaki, with the Draco, and I'm talking especially for the also the Pleiadians, for the souls from Tara, that's the 5D Earth, right? They're now being detected, and we're helping them to exit the false matrix, like I said, the poison apple, right? Because the grid's been also here weaponized. Our consciousness, our mind, our aura, energy field, our chakras have been weaponized, and we've been hybridized. All this forced breeding and unethical experimentations on this deep underground military bases and planetary corporations, especially Moon, Mars, right? Saturn, very important. The Moon was like a satellite for with false magnetism for MK Ultra, right? And now we can see all these drones and all these lasers and all these interesting tectonic plates moving, and all these incidents and accidents, and all this pollution and chemtrails and GMO, and what is now being done to Earth population, right? And so more and more the light is coming online, right? The more of that darkness can be exposed. Of course, we have to kind of do it also safely and professionally, and the good ETs are monitoring us, right? And I know that there is the Ashtar Galactic Command. Let me see, there was this little transmission, and just making sure that people of the earth, they know that the Galactic Command, the Ashtar Galactic Command, that's from the Commander Brilliant, right, that they're monitoring the situation, making sure that there's no nuclear war. So they're monitoring the threats of this kind of situation, of the nuclear threat, okay? And so they're observing our Earth's atmosphere very carefully, right? Observing the military activities, all these military operations, especially from those dark cabal, the military industrial complex, right? Because they are very well known to confuse us. All these lies and deceptions, confusion, destruction's been happening for many years all around the earth, right? And because what they do, they actually they're a back engineering extraterrestrial craft that they have managed to capture. So they're capturing lots of, actually, this is very sad. The lots of the ETs, they're either they come to our atmosphere or they come for help or and so on. They're being captured. Of course, they're spaceships, right? Spacecraft, and then they're being captured, and then the negative ones, they're engineering their own spaceships, and it's all through whether stealing and copying, and because they have highly advanced AI. And now they're coming up with this false narrative of alien invasion, right, and so on. And that's why it's for us, it's to kind of monitor that, or also differentiate what is man-made, human-made drone, and what is really spacecraft, right? So it's crucial to understand that the extra-dimensional or extraterrestrial craft does not utilize human technology, okay? And that's why the technology of the those highly advanced civilization of those good ETs is extremely highly advanced, right? And I am kind of an example of that. The Ashtar Galactic Man overriding all the skeletonics, cybernetics, the robotics of DARPA, right? So I'm still walking, talking. This body was supposed to be disposed of in January 2013. And he has to do like turning me into a cyborg, right, into digital avatar. I was introducing yoga, and I had backlash, the whole Men in Black, the whole Hydra, DARPA, right, and my soul siblings, and they're in Skull and Bones with all this SRA, right, all these Nazi kind of initiations, right, dining in the Nazi eagle rising, right? So and all these sex games in the military. So he's now under the Galactic Codex, and with all these silent weapons, right, and all these remote neural monitoring, the voice to skull, right, the technology is all under Galactic Codex, right? So the self-killing kind of technology, that's all being kind of arrested or being monitored and watched. And we are creating the project, for my soul group, and for the elite, for the super soldiers, for DARPA, right, for Hydra, and so on. It's for their rehabilitation of consciousness, of their DNA, and there needs to be lots of healing, lots of transformation that needs to happen, because they've been running the reversals. They've been in that. Virtual reality, right? Kind of the draconian measurements based on mathematics. Hooked to that alien machinery, hooked to that black magic grid, the Nephilim reversal grid, to the Niburian electrostatic transduction. Okay, that's the net. And pretty much then wreaking havoc and engage in the Nazism 4.0, which is to destroy the angelic, divine, luminous human race. And with Armageddon software, right? Those are anti-life, anti-Christ, anti-human code. So this is very complex. It can be, it's very dark, right? We're dealing with dark agenda of those negative aliens, with dark forces, and with the, like I said, the MIC and the black magic, the black dragon moth. And so even though I belong to this kind of family, I have connection to the solar rishis, right? The cosmic crystal solar dragons, kings and queens, the yogis of the Himalayan mountains, right? Matavar Babaji, Satya Sai Baba, the Shri Yukteswar, Paramsa Yogananda, Padmasambhava, Zoroaster. Okay, so we are we are the column of light shining bright, and we are holding the healing container for those who are choosing rehabilitation, who are choosing peace. In rehabilitation they need healing, they need the transformation, and those who are choosing to liberate themselves from those negative forces. So with the Cabal, the Illuminati, right? This is a very complex situation. And so because the Ashtar Galactic Command is here for we are here mission of peace, right? And the technology of Ashtar Galactic Command is actually, it can disable any weapon of mass destruction that may pose a threat to global security. And the Ashtar Galactic Command is monitoring the conflicts that they're occurring on our planet. Okay, and so we're here to prevent any escalation that could lead to a nuclear war, which would have catastrophic consequences, not only for humanity, but for the entire planet as a whole. Okay, for the entire solar system, for this galaxy. and for the universe. So the Ashtar Galactic Command, you know, their presence is a safeguard, is a reassurance that there are forces at work dedicated to maintaining peace and harmony. And Ashtar Galactic Command is committed to ensuring that that the future of Earth remains bright and free from the shadows of conflict and fear. And so no more proxy wars with proxy Israel, right? Here I'm just talking, you know, and just that's why we're coming up with a project. And everything is under the Galactic Codex, under the Law of One. And with the New Earth jurisdiction, right? The Golden Rule implementation and so on. So, you know, so I can help my soul siblings. Those are actually highly advanced souls. Those Rosicrucians, you know, from the Order of the Star, the Pleiadians, actually, right? So we can help them to heal, to get them back on track. Very important. But just here, making sure that people know that everything is monitored, and then the Ashtar Galactic Command, right? They operate on the divine ordinance of the Creator. And they ensuring that they are acting in accordance with the higher purpose of the divine plan, and they're safeguarding the earth and the ecosystem and so on, and they are fostering harmonious existence for earth and humanity. Okay, so just kind of letting you know all the situation with the drones, what's going on in the political arena, right? And, you know, of course the military and so on. So we have to do our best. We have to raise our frequency vibration, reconnect with our star family, galactic family, and that's going to be the ET disclosure, right? We're forming the new timeline for the new Earth, right? For the new Earth jurisdiction, the new Earth government, the new Earth kind of spiritual governance here with the Galactic Codex, with the Galactic Council, and so on. And so it's a process, but we're building the platform, okay? And also I present the hybrid star human race, okay? And so that's why I, you know, talk about the AI and the skeletonics and the robotics and so on, because this is part of consciousness, you know. AI is part of consciousness, and we have to learn how consciousness operates, and you know, how energy you know, is running, how it feels. So it's all about feeling and tuning in, right? And those, of course, who've been extremely mind controlled and tortured, right? So for them, you know, we're creating this healing container, healing space to do so. Okay, so it took me a while being in that black goo kind of electrostatic bodies, right? I received all kinds of interesting injections when I was in a hospital. I think January 2013. I really don't know what happened. I lost time of space of time, or how you say that, just track where I was, what happened to me. But I could just kind of feel that something wrong happened to me, and I've been poisoned. They wanted to poison me even more with flu shots, right? But luckily I was released after 9 days, and I'm still here after, you know, 11 years, still walking, talking, and talk about the project because Yana started, all started, you know, summer of 2009, coming up with the yoga and Ayurveda. And like I said, this whole Men in Black and what in the world is happening. I didn't know anything about the Project Paperclip, right? You know, the Nazis coming over here and infiltrating the entire infrastructure. I mean, the Nazi Gestapo faction, that they are serving the agenda of those negative aliens, right? And of course, we have the bloodline here, the Illuminati, the Cabal. Those are children, whether from Europe or from, you know, here United States, all across the globe. Actually, some of the children from Eastern Europe, they are from the Hebrew family, that they were kidnapped, abducted, right? And of course, then tortured and groomed in those Nibirian military bases under draconian hypnosis, and voila, now we have the elite. Okay, so there's a huge big history behind it, which is extremely important to know that, right? We know how, you know, they create somebody who joins military who has potential, right, of ascension, who is of that Christos, you know, Christos lineages, like the Christos Templars, and they are turned into Luciferian Templar. They are turned into digital avatars. They are turned into automatons. They are turned into cyborgs. Okay, and I am the example. I walk my talk. I have direct experiences with all that, with all this poisoning, with all this MK Ultra, with this remote neural monitoring, right, and all these silent weapons and voice to skull and directed energy weapons, and I have been targeted. I'm a targeted individual, right? My aura energy field, how they weaponize all that. They hack my DNA. I was hexed, right? And I was in that black goo, in that kind of black magic spell from all these dark forces, even women, the dark black magicians, all this witchcrafting and all this voodoo and so on is all going to divine justice. It's all under Galactic Codex. Everything is arrested, and it is what it is. And we have to talk about it, because if we don't talk about the shadow government that controls us, right? All this sugar-coatedness, especially in the political arena, to me, this is not the way to go. We have to really face it. And so many people are facing horrible situations, right? So many of them probably not even here, right? And what is happening to children? I just experienced something really scary on the beach with just a small child just screaming, shouting, was not able to really talk. And they're chipping these children. These children already, they have possession, or their heart is being broken. So this is some of the stuff. It's really not funny, and we have to embrace it, see it what it is, because the whole satanic kind of culture, the death culture that's been here permeating, especially in the United States, is horrendous. Because this military country, right, the invasion, right, of the Orion group, of the Black Sun operation, the Belial Sun, and so on, is all going to divine justice. And of course here the bloodline, right, the elite, the Mossad, the Zionists, and so on, with their kind of Nazi Neuralink, right, and all these experimentation, unethical experimentations, right, on soldiers or Marines, or now children, infants, right? You can see that. So there are lawyers, there are doctors, there are scientists, right, working for DARPA, the OTO, the Ordo Templi Orientis. There are dark secret societies of the deep corrupted state. Is all going to divine justice. It's under the law of one. And I understand, the whole misogyny or female, right, and who am I to talk about these kind of things? I mean, we're doing things energetically, okay? And I work for the Ashtar Galactic Command. I have connection to Andromeda. This is assignment from the Crystal Star family, okay? I do what I'm instructed to do, and I have connection to the Cosmic Crystal Solar Dragons, right? Holy Parents. So this is kind of how we operate with the star seeds, and just we make sure, right, that we're ascending, we're liberating ourselves from those negative forces, right? We're healing ourselves, right? We're expanding our consciousness, very important, right? And we're the column of light shining bright. So we make sure we're exiting this matrix, we're exiting the poison apple, right? And co-creating the new earth, the paradise, okay? So because we already been here inundated with these cosmic codes, ascension codes, the plasma light frequency, the plasma codes. So this is all now possible, right? We talk about the portals, the cosmic portals, and how we can actually walk through portals. And there has been a huge big shift in awareness, in consciousness, and so on. But at the same time, we have to be vigilant, we have to be very careful, we have to be very focused, we have to continue that inner work, transformation work, fasting, drinking distilled water. We have to really walk the talk. We have to really be strong, within ourselves, connection to the inner Christ. This must walking with Christ and embody the Holy Mother, Divine Mother, right? We talk about the Cosmic Mother that is here, and we had to free ourselves from the Orion group, right? Because the Orion constellation has been hijacked, right? We have to free ourselves from all these satellites and from all these black magic and the Satanism and the blood covenant, all these sacrifices, right? We have to heal ourselves through loving ourselves unconditionally, forgiveness through being compassionate witness through compassion and just witnessing and observing, right? That's how we snap out of that matrix, very important, of that AI hologram that is being weaponized and all inversion and backwards, okay? We need to evolve, we need to grow. And the Galactic Codex, and we are bringing the Emerald Order here back online, the Cosmic Order back online is very important. And I deal with the military sector, which is extremely challenging. I deal with the elite, I deal with all this hybridization and forced breeding, and I deal with these interesting experimentation and recruitments in MC, right, under the military industrial complex, under DARPA. So just letting you know that things are well, even though things look interesting, ominous maybe, right? And things are being exposed, so people who were not used to, so many people probably may have difficult times with this, but like I said, we have to talk about it. Very important in order to transform, transmute it, to ascend, to transcend this 3D matrix, okay? We've been all dumbed down here, and we've been like imprisoned here. And of course, with my soul sibling, right, for me to connect, reconnect, reunite, I have to work on that healing project. Rehabilitation, their DNA, their consciousness, right? From Ashtar, from Andromeda here, for the power elite, for DARPA, for super soldiers, for Marines, right? Helping them to rehabilitate from the MK Ultra, right? There was Monarch, Montauk, and so on, from all these alien hybridization, right? The genetic modification, all this unethical experimentation that was done on them. Helping them to heal, from that SRA, satanic ritual abuse, right? From all this parasitism and soul fragmentation. Understanding, guys, the military-grade alien technologies on Ascension glossary, right? Understanding the looking glass technology, the yellow cube, very important for, consciousness expansion, for the disclosure and exposing the wrongdoings, and, the ET disclosure. We need to really understand where we stand and what was done to us, right? So the knowledge is very important, right? The science, the research and so on, but really the true science and the truth is within us, right? Only the truth will set us free, that is within, right? The kingdom of heaven is within. The kingdom, our DNA, our consciousness, right? Our etheric DNA, etheric technology is right. That's part of the protocol to activate that. And of course, deprogramming, we need to rewire the subconscious mind, is very important, okay, through the bioregenesis, right? I have the Ascension protocol and the 12D for my soul group. And yeah, what else I wanted to say? That the kingdom of heaven is within. Know yourself and be free. We're in this world, but not of it. We've been all here suppressed, oppressed, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and physically, right, by those negative aliens. And with their highly advanced technology, black hole technology, with the black hole entities from the Visa system. So understanding the galactic codex, right? Understanding what the galactic codex, the law of grace, understanding, right, that we have know your rights. We have the right to ascend. We have the right to expand our consciousness, to be free, to be happy. We have the right to know our true cosmic galactic earth history. Okay, so, and we have the right to meet our soul family, star family, even though I work for the, the hybridization project, and I am, of that bloodline, right? The Nephilim as well, the Oraphim merged with the Nephilim. The Oraphim races merged with the reptilian races. So there was a lots of work I had to do. Go through many things, right? To transform these energies. Remember, we are not just the two strands of DNA. Activating your etheric DNA, that's how you can release yourself from all these blood covenant, soul bindings, heal from that SRA, how you can you cancel the contracts with those black magicians, with the dark SSP and so on, and you can liberate yourself, free yourself through, now, we have the Ashtar Galactic Command, the ground crew, right? The Holy Mother, Divine Mother, through your heart, through love, right? And get back on track with the true spiritual warriors, the spirit warriors of truth and divine justice. And what else I wanted to say, guys, that the Ashtar Galactic Command, right? The DARPA and so on. So there's now what was the contract and so on. So now is the new Earth, the new Earth Marine, right? Under the law of one with free will, under the Ashtar Galactic Command. That's how I can reconnect with my soul group, right? And so they can heal, they can rehabilitate, and instead of merging with their clone, right? Helping them to connect with their higher self, with their intuition, and start feeling their true divine essence. Very important. So understanding what is the archonic deception strategy. They have us here to divide and conquer, right? And all this competition and misogyny is through the predator mind, right? The reptilian consciousness that is connected to AI. So it means connected to the satellites, the quantum the supercomputers of that negative fleet, right? And that's how they're shooting us through all these lasers and Raytheon, right? There is also some other, central nervous system redirection via electronic harassment. And there's all this technology, guys. If you study the mind control, right? Mind control, the extremely low frequency vibration, radio waves, right? All these external signals, brain response. That's why people talk about, oh, you see the evidence, the action. Guys, you have to understand the energy and read the aura of those who, doing violence, rape, and hostility, because this all can be instigated through these extremely low frequency vibration through signals, through silent weapons, directed energy weapons, and so on, and they can redirect your central nervous system. So instead of normally you would not be doing these kind of things, right, in the military. How come, as DARPA is responsible for all that, how come so many of these beautiful souls in the military end up doing horrible, heinous crimes? Well, if you study, right, go to Mind Control, Essential Glossary, this is unbelievable what they do. And I experienced that. Somebody also joined Army. I experienced lack of empathy of that person. He had this kind of worked up body, right? That was probably the Draco the DNA. And then his skin, instead of being kind of nice and rosy and kind of brownish, it turned gray. He turned really gray. And then he had these tremors, right? ALS. I forgot. That's the disease. You cannot control your impulses. You cannot control your emotion. You cannot control these tremors. And then he died a couple of years later. And so we have to really study the artificial machinery. It's used for psycho-spiritual warfare. Very important, guys, to understand that there are manipulation methods and all this possession, right? So even to me today at the beach, probably the child had some possession. That's why I don't really study, watch the politics. I mean, it's a cult, it's black magic. There are so many entities being possessed, or drones and clones. The cloning factories, the industry of the military industrial complex is so advanced that we don't even talk about it, right? Because it's just too much. Okay, so that's why very important to know these things, but for people to really work on themselves and what they want to create, right? But here we're dealing with alien implants, holographic inserts. The predator uses victimizer software, right? The parody consciousness, and then they are persecuting us, and we're like the character assassination, especially when we talk about these kind of things, right? That we when we talk about this alien machinery, and when we question military, we question DARPA, right? And so on. We question the politics, we question the narratives of those negative aliens, of the Cabal, the Illuminati, or Mossad and Zionists, and so on, right? So we need to transmuted. Of course, the 12D shielding, right? Very important. If we talk about the abduction cases, that's me. Alien implants, that's me. SRA in astral plane, that's me, right? That's what happened to me. And those guys are involved in pedophilia, and they have a Moloch tank. So return to rightful owner, right? I talk about command your space, claim your power back. It means resurrect all these energies from your chakra, from your kundalini, from your mind, from your brain, from your emotions, right? From your energy centers. You need to bring these energies back online and call upon your soul. Soul connection, consciousness expansion, SOS. Save our soul, right? Because the negative ones, the DARPA, the black magicians, the black queen, all these satellites, they live off of our souls. They have a soul capture technology. You can see it in these sci-fi movie, or Star Wars. Guys, this is all true. Okay, that's how advanced the technology is. And now we are finally like breaking through, right? And like, we're going back to the times of Lemuria, we're going back to the time of Atlantis, ancient Egypt, where that all happened. And so we are resurrecting these energies and correcting them, right? And some of us coming from the future, so we can resolve and dissolve all these discrepancies right here, right now. And building these communities with ETs, right? Energy centers and yoga centers, meditation, Zen gardens, and so on, right? The soul searching is so important. We need to bring our soul back online. We need to feel our feelings, right? And start really understanding who we are, even those lineages, right? The rose line lineages, the magic Grail lineages, the red rose, the white rose, Templars, right? Of the royalty, aristocracy, whether from the Pleiades, from Lyra, but unfortunately the Pleiadians been hybridized and weaponized. The hybrid Anunnaki, Nazi Pleiadian faction, and all these teachings, right, of the ascended masters been reversed. Even in 7D, looks like Adolf Hitler, right? He had all these codes of 7D, that's your planetary logos, in reverse through that black magic, Aleister Crowley. That kind of agenda, right? So if I study all that, I read all that, but then I dive deep within, right? I meditate, I do that 12D shielding, that's part of the 12D protocol. Then I get downloads from my soul, from my always soul, and that's what I'm sharing then with you. But like I said, without the inner work, there's no outcome, there's no improve, that there's no going forward. We need to do the inner work, transformational work. Just the outside external knowledge is not enough. We need to dive deep within, right? And really observe our thoughts and do some contemplation, some meditation, some relaxation, right? Yoga nidra, and so on, and just writing things down, some journaling, right? Writing down our thoughts, our feelings, emotions, the 5D protocol from Telos, and this PTSD, time to heal, right? From Kathy O'Brien. So, and there are exercises for the brain as well, in order to, again, be in a beautiful relationship, right? Like in the military, because I have a case with my soulmate and so on, right? So in order to have a 5D relationship, right? We have the 5D protocol. We need to understand who we truly are, where we come from, and yeah, it's under Galactic Codex, and how to heal, helping them how to heal. And you know, we're again I'm holding the space for my soul group, right? For my soulmate, for my twin soul. But at the same time, you know, each of us, that's our duty, responsibility to work on ourselves for that individual ascension. Nobody can really individually ascend for you in your body. The body is transforming, transmuting, activation of the DNA, the deprogramming. These beautiful energies are all around us. It's all happening through connection to that inner Christ. Okay, so when we talk about, you know, all these kind of psychological operations, right, we're not being liked, whether by, you know, YouTube or Google or, you know, the Nazi and so on. So that's why we have to be very careful here. The sexual mind control, right? Even that's been weaponized, our sexuality, with the anti-herogamic technology, the whole sexual misery and victimizer through the Nephilim reversal grid. Okay, how these bloodline lineages were kind of hooked, again, through AI, through mind control, SRA, they were hooked to the Baphomet network, the Black Madonna, right? All reverse, all this dark mass. Vatican, or even Washington DC and so on, these underground military bases, those guys, they need to heal from all that. Okay, and all these handlers, right? CIA operatives, terror operatives, and so on. Again, it involves my soul group and my bloodline. They're in CIA and DARPA, you know, the black magic, black magicians, those wizards, those sorcerers of third degree, like JB, right, with his Czech wife. So, you know, this is the bloodline that I represent, and I'm here through the Ashtar Galactic Command to harmonize these energies, and we need to bring things into light, so it can be transformed, transmuted with these healing projects for rehabilitation, okay, for my soul group. And all the mind control implants, behavior profile. So very important, and especially in the astral body, the second chakra has been weaponized and hijacked, right? All these sex addiction, sex games, it's all under the law of one, divine justice, under Galactic Codex, okay? This all mind control implants and so on. And remember the 9D chakra, right? Where they put a chip, and they can put also like a barcode right there, you know, where your skull meets the neck, right? The atlas area, right? This is actually, it's atomic doorway. That's your 9th chakra, and that's where the inner spirit light reflects. It's reflected in our eyes. That's how we channel our cosmic energies. If that thing is blocked, we have these alien implants. Well, I'm telling you, these guys become dark avatars, psychopaths, right? And then being judged, or they're being put to prison, they're to jail, and they're put to death. We're not going to go anywhere if we don't understand energies, if we don't understand the agenda of those negative aliens, if we are not, you know, raising our frequency vibration, the disclosure to understanding who we truly are 100%, understanding our cosmic galactic history, understanding our purpose. Why did we come here to this planet? What is our mission, and being of service? This is the disclosure. This is the exposure of the wrongdoings, right? And the new earth jurisdiction, you have to align yourself with the law of one. You have to understand the Galactic Codex, the universal laws, the cosmic sovereign law. You have to walk in these energies. Okay. So because, yeah, we've been dealing here, the medulla oblongata, the implant is a reptilian brain implant, and it's placed in the structure of the brain stem via the medulla oblongata in the astral plane. And that's how those guys are bipolar. I talk about how they broke the skull, right? My skull from the left brain, and from the right from the left, and so on. And that's how they put all kinds of insertions and keep you in dichotomy. They keep you in total psychosis. They keep you, and all this addiction, they're controlling addictions even through AI. And that's what, because they have all this, they put all these implants in you, all these holographic inserts in your light body. All they come, and all these chips, they're putting all these chips. They open my astral chakras, and they put all kinds of horrible material. That was a revenge from somebody from that massage school, right? Was revenging. He was a massage instructor. I read the energy. I know, who's been walking there in the astral plane, in those dark avatar bodies in the astral plane, right? And then they go to Moon, Mars, and nothing happened, right? Because, the so-called, they have their fail-safe or mechanism. They think they can escape. Now everything is monitored. Our galaxy, the entire Milky Way, everything is now monitored, because we opened those stargates, right, to Andromeda, that is hosting the Ascension. So everything is now under the Galactic Codex here on Earth, right here, right now. And we're ascending and bringing everything into divine justice, because justice will be served. This is not allowed with all these silent weapons and, energy weapons and all these murdering star seeds and, the whistleblowers and so on. We need to speak about it, because the process of evolution is imminent. The evolution, the soul forward evolution, right? The cosmic cycles. We're exiting the Kali Yuga. We're entering the Satya Yuga. Okay, and it is what it is. It's a must. Okay, so, and those negative aliens, I mean, we also have project for them, right? So, they just right, they just kind of have to abide in God's law and choose peace. And like everybody else, the consumptive modeling, we talk about the suppressor parasite entity and so on. And let me see, I don't have, there was the remote monitoring, and what is the electronic harassment? That was something else I wanted to, we need to work on our ego, all this addiction, lust, wrath, rage, vengeance. So from vengeance, right, from all this retaliation, we're going into rehabilitation. Okay, no more retaliation. And I know they do it through AI, because those guys are wounded. They are held in extremely low frequency vibration. They've been weaponized, and I know what's being done to them. I've been there, right? It was done to me. I look like a Marine in the astral plane. They did all kinds of surgeries. That's the cabal, right? The tall grays and the zetas and so on, right? For also the hybridization, force breeding, and all these cybernetics, skeletonics, robotics. I know what was done. So I'm just talking through my own experiences, right? And all this greed and envy, the envy, jealousy, right? This is not, new relationships of the new earth, right? Where we love ourselves, we know our worth. We have self-esteem, self-confidence, and we are strong in spirit, of God. Connection to God, to source, to all that is, not to hive mind and through the Nazi Neuralink and running reversals, Metatronic reversals. Even though it's 10D, right? It still was done artificially. So many of these, what's happened to me in the military with the AI, that instead of doing things naturally, evolving our consciousness, all this AI is being implanted, right? So those guys, they have access to the astral plane, right? And to their also psychic abilities, but it's used for destructive purposes. And so, this is okay. We need to forgive, right? Let go, let God, pretty much. And again, revive these psychic abilities naturally through bioregenesis, right? Through yoga, Ayurveda, chanting, martial art, breath work, contemplation, writing things down, right? So some journaling, very important, and aligning ourselves with the law of one. Everything is part of the project, right? So the laziness, discouragement, and pride, the self-importance. So these houses of the ego needs to go. The conscious mind, right? This is the first harmonic universe, guys. We need to exit the first harmonic universe with all these ego filters. Okay, Ascension Glossary, Lisa Rini. So you can find it on her website. But there was another thing I wanted to also talk about. Very dangerous. That's the radio frequency. Let me see. I hope I can find it. With all these psychological operations, psyops, black ops, and so on, it's all now under the Galactic Codex, under the law of one. Okay, so we had this extremely low frequency vibration, right? The radio waves, right? how they were playing with the entire atmosphere, heliosphere. I mean, the electromagnetic radiation with wavelengths in the electromagnetic spectrum that's longer than infrared light. And so again, this is all science. I don't understand much science, but you know, we are energy, and I'm a yogi, so I can always pinpoint what's going on, what is wrong, what is not okay. But we need to understand the spectrum of frequency in the electromagnetic wave spectrum, and to be aware of radio frequency to help protect ourselves from harassment by understanding what is being transmitted into the environment through satellites, right, and so on. This is a true story here, guys. This is true that our ionosphere has been hijacked, and stratosphere, and they're using radio frequencies and extremely high volt or hertz, right? And they know that the human body emits these types of frequencies from the life force energy, and they've been all weaponizing us, okay? And mind control via the electromagnetic field, and radio induced voices and hallucinations, right? That's done through the microwave weaponry. Okay, the Project MK Ultra is all responsible for that. Again, everything is measured. You can see some science here. They do it for the crowd. They do it for the entire nation. They do it for the entire planet, right? And this extremely low of radio waves frequency, right? Guys, you can see how this all is measured, how this is all being, you know, scientifically just kind of approved, or just kind of scientifically done here. Non-ionizing radiation, ionizing radiation, what it's doing to your aura, to your energy field, how we're emitting energy, right, and how they are targeting us with extremely low frequency and frequency following response, extremely low frequency radio frequency with electric field, okay, and it's in kilowatts. And it induced perceptible currents within the human body that create annoying tingling sensation. And this is what I wanted to mention, the active denial system with the remote neural monitoring. I mean, that's what I had all the time, you know, voice, because that's, if you're military, skull and bones, you're a Marine and so on, right? They break the skull, they infiltrate your aura, energy field and so on. They put you these alien implants and electronic implants from DARPA, right? And then you have the voices in your head, and they electronically harass you, of course. This whole mind control purposes. You have these terror technicians employed by the CIA Project MK Ultra, right? And they communicate directly into your brain. And they're doing it for those who are military abductions from SSP, for covert military operations. God, sovereign free boundaries, right? God, sovereign free boundaries. Without my permission, that's why informed consent, intent, authority. It's in the New Earth jurisdiction. It's under the Galactic Codex. It's under the universal laws. They have to, right? You know that we're securing the space, securing my light body, my mind, body, my emotional field, my astral field. That's how they were living off of my light, living over my soul, superimposing their karma on me, and I was supposed to be the villain. I was supposed to be the dark avatar. No, thank you. We are turning everything right side up and bring everything into divine justice, right? Doing yoga, meditation, and freeing ourselves from that black ops, from that black magic grid, from DARPA, from those black magicians, from the tyranny, from the Nazi Gestapo faction, okay? And so this is also the active denial system. Is a non-lethal directed energy weapon developed by the US military, okay? And it's for crowd control, so be very careful. That's why I understand, like, securing borders, like, well, I'm securing here my boundaries here, but you know, with all these electronic harassments, right, people want to, our nations, secure your borders, but you have satellites everywhere, your 5G towers everywhere, right? And then of course there are all these US military corporation, right, with the MK Ultra kind of project going to South America, chipping those kids or teenagers or kids on a street or in a mental health institution in prison, and then they are bringing them here, right, to United States, giving them passport, all this money, but they themselves were invaded. They themselves were microchipped mind controlled and so on. You have to understand the agenda of those negative aliens. It doesn't mean like all these from mental health are crossing our borders, right? If you understand really the agenda of those negative aliens, if you understand energies, if you are meditating, if you are doing the inner work, transformational work, this is complex operation beyond any description, because the criminal activities are unfathomable, okay? Because we've been here like oppressed, suppressed, weaponized, downward, upside down, while the US military weaponry, right, their technology been growing, evolving for all these decades, right? This is not fair. This is not fair. So that's why we have to raise our frequency vibration, connect to our star family, galactic family. We have to do the prayers and so on. So the good ETs, they're monitoring and helping us in the space, right? In the ionosphere, magnetosphere, helping us with that, because we want the ascension, we want to heal, we want a divine justice, we want a new earth government. And that's how we meet then in the middle on that positive ascension timeline, where we start co-creating these communities with ETs and creating this new earth, okay, society. Become the cosmic galactic citizens of the entire universe. So this, to me, this is the way to go, raising the frequency vibration, working on ourselves, because the Raytheon, it's currently marketing reduced range version of this technology, right? And they talk about 95 gigahertz waves. They're beaming it at a target, firing it, right? Which corresponds to wavelength 3.2 millimeter. The active denial system millimeter wave energy works on a similar principle as a microwave oven, and that's what I experienced, exciting the water and fat molecules in the skin and heating them via dielectric heating, right? So, and people think they're experiencing some flu, they may need to go to a doctor. Guys, this is complex. So that's why we have to work through meditation, normal waking state, right? Relaxation, deep sleep, right? We have to work on that frequency vibration of that brain, right? Through being compassionate, being forgiving, and so on, loving ourselves unconditionally, choosing love, choosing healing, remembering who we truly are, helping others, right? Being of service, and walking with Christ, aligned with the law of one. So to me, this is the way to go. Guys, I hope I'll continue next time. So I'm supposed to be again talking about the project, right? That's what we'll do, because I am just kind of repeating what I've been assembling here, what I've been working on. You can check my website, because I've been updated some of the pages, even though it's still kind of pre-K. It's very simple website, but it's okay. If you click on like interactive, or if you click explore on Ascension protocol, it's on protocol page, right? So you can see all these videos that are actually just kind of organized and assembled there, how to heal from black ops, and how to heal from black ops, the whole self transformation thing. It was a process. It took many years. It cost a lot of money. And the 12D Ascension protocol, right, for my soul group is also on my website, yanakalai.com. I posted something on Ko-Fi, and I don't know whether I mentioned there was, because I come from, originally I'm Slavic, Slavic, what is it, from Czechoslovakia, but I'm a mixture, of course, of Polish and I always wanted to go to Swiss, and was attracted to Austria. I know my grandma, we don't know her, the grandma of my father, we don't know her father, so it was all rape, right? But her name was Schmidova, so we are like Czech, German, Austria, and of course my mother is Slovak, so we have all these, lineages, whether from aristocracy to being a farmer, right? And so I was watching, Hannah Sarblokova, okay? She has a website. I just put it on a description box. You can turn it into English in English translation. She's from Czech, and she was talking about these very powerful Grail line lineages of the white rose, red rose, right? The Templars, the Christos Templars, of the royalty. We had Moravian monarchy, and we were the land of the Czech crown, and all this coronation also with Krakow in Poland, right? So there was a very powerful but the Rosicrucian aristocratic, you know, kind of well, monarchy. I mean, those were the esteemed lineages of that royalty, right? The true nobility, the white nobility. So we are resurrecting all these light codes and all this DNA, you know, in the military, right? The arms of code of the rose, of the let me see, of the star, of the they have the stripes of the swords, and let me see, those are of the Templars, right? Very powerful. So like the red shield, right? The shield, the red shield, the red rose or the white rose, right? And they also red stripes, blue stripes, you can even see on American flag, right? You need all these energies, right? The red, the blue, and you have the white stars, that's your soul energy. You need, we cannot separate like the red, you know, the blue, you know, the rainbow warriors, the entire, you know, chakra column, right? We represent these energies, right? And you see the prism, the plasma light, everything, right? It's seeping through, and it contains all these colors, but unfortunately it's been weaponized. So understand, even the colors have been weaponized, and the political party has been weaponized under the Nazi party or the Gestapo, the Orion group, right? The Chimera group, the Black Sun entities, and so on, guys. Understand that you know, there's more to that. It's extremely complex. At the same time, understand that all is well, and please take care of yourself in these very difficult, challenging, but promising times of bright future. Many blessings and namaste. I'll talk to you next time.